How do you know that you're using the right loan type for your home buying goals? Call any lender and they're going to start with some questions to help you narrow that down. Are you a first-time home buyer? Are you a veteran? What down payment are you considering? What is your credit score? It can be very overwhelming. Part of the reason that I'm here is to try to help cut through all of that so you have the tools that you need to feel confident when you're making your next home buying choice. So be sure to subscribe to get the information that you need to make the choices that work for you. Most of the time, buyers are going to use one of three loan types: FHA, VA, or conventional. To determine which option is going to work best for you, that's what a lender is here to help you do. So if you have any questions, be sure to comment with them, but let me give you 5 facts you need to know about each loan type. A common misconception about FHA loans is that you have to be a first-time home buyer. You don't. A lot of repeat buyers do use FHA. First of all, people may use FHA if there have ever been any kind of credit issues, like a bankruptcy or a foreclosure. Also, keep in mind that FHA typically will result in a lower interest rate, mortgage insurance, and lower payment if your scores are under 680. If you want to buy a multifamily home, if you want to house hack a 2 to 4 unit home, purchase it, live in one unit, and rent out the others for rental income, the down payment is still only 3.5%. The allowable debt to income ratio is also higher with an FHA loan, which may mean that you can qualify for more home, helping you meet your goals. And lastly, the mortgage insurance on FHA loans typically lasts for as long as you have the loan. If you or someone you care about is a veteran, using the VA loan can give great benefits when buying a home. One misconception is that VAs have a minimum credit score. They actually don't. Most of the time it's the lender that has that minimum credit score requirement. You may also be able to have more than one VA loan at a time. Whenever you're getting a VA loan, it does have to be a primary residence. However, you can turn the old home into a rental and purchase a new primary with VA if you have sufficient eligibility. You can buy a multifamily home, house hack, where you're purchasing a 2 to 4 unit property, you're living in one of the units and renting out the other for additional income, and the down payment is still only 0%. One of my favorite features about VA loans is if the appraiser thinks that the home might not meet value, that it might not appraise, there's a policy called Tidewater, and that's where the appraiser reaches out to the lender and we pull in feedback from the realtors to make sure that the appraiser has all the data that the realtors and the buyer and the seller were looking at when they settled on the sales price. This can help ensure that the home does appraise because sometimes there are different factors that are being looked at to determine good comps. Lastly, the funding fee, VA's version of mortgage insurance, is waived if you have a service-related disability of 10% or greater. Unfortunately, there are some biases against VA loans in the marketplace, and it's one of my absolute favorite loan types, so I always want to make sure that people understand what the benefits of that loan is, not just for the buyer, but also for the seller, and making sure that our veterans are able to use the benefits that they work so hard to earn. Lastly, for conventional, the most widely used type of loans, there are 5 facts that I want to make sure that you're aware of. As a first-time home buyer, your down payment can be as little as 3%. If you have owned a home within the last 3 years, then the minimum down payment is only 5% when it's a primary residence. With conventional loans, rates and private mortgage insurance, PMI, will be more credit sensitive. The minimum credit score for a conventional loan is 620, but typically if your credit score is 680 or better, conventional will be the way to go versus a different loan type. And lastly, particularly important in this marketplace, many sellers favor offers with conventional loans. There are some other situations where the other loan types can make more sense, but as a default, most sellers will prefer offers that include conventional financing. While there are dozens of other loan types, these 3 are the ones that are most commonly used. So be sure to comment with any questions that you have and subscribe to learn everything you need to know about owning a home.